Three details in this case didn't match the official report. Each one was dismissed as insignificant. Together, they raised a question the investigators never answered. When the death of Aaron K. was ruled an accident, the conclusion seemed straightforward. There was no sign of a struggle, no witnesses, no obvious motive, but accidents leave patterns. And in this case, several details didn't align with how the scene was described. According to the official report, Aaron K. slipped and fell down a steep embankment. However, photographs taken at the scene showed something unusual. The body was found positioned face up, with arms resting close to the torso. There were no defensive marks on the hands, no signs of instinctive movement during the fall. Medical experts later noted that accidental falls typically result in irregular injuries, torn clothing, uneven abrasions, and impact marks on the hands or forearms. In this case, the injuries were concentrated in only two areas. The explanation offered was simple: the fall was short, but the terrain suggested otherwise. The timeline of events raised additional concerns. Aaron was last seen leaving a nearby location just after midnight. His body was discovered shortly before sunrise. That left a gap of nearly 6 hours. Investigators concluded he fell shortly after leaving and remained undiscovered until morning. But environmental conditions told a different story. Overnight temperatures dropped sharply. Morning dew had settled across the area. Yet Aaron's clothing showed no moisture consistent with prolonged exposure. This detail was mentioned briefly in internal notes and never referenced again. The medical examiner ruled the cause of death as blunt force trauma. But one injury stood out. A single bruise, located high on the shoulder, showed signs of impact before the fall. It wasn't consistent with hitting the ground. It wasn't consistent with slipping. The report described it as non-contributory. No further explanation was provided. Despite these inconsistencies, the case moved quickly toward closure. There were no follow-up interviews, no reconstruction of the fall, no public press conference. Within hours, the file was sealed. Officials stated there was no evidence of foul play, and therefore, no reason to continue. No one asked why the body position contradicted the terrain. No one asked how clothing stayed dry overnight. No one explained the pre-fall injury. Individually, each detail could be dismissed. Together, they formed a pattern that was never investigated. The case of Aaron K. was officially closed as an accident, but unanswered questions remained. And in the next episode, we examine the one element that was never included in the official timeline: the final phone activity recorded hours before the fall.